Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get right into the information today. One take, uncut. This is take two because I actually recorded this entire video and the volume did not record properly. So I apologize if I speed through this. There's some good nuggets of info, so be sure to stick around until the very end. So right here is Roth on Twitter, guys. Highly recommend, if you do not have a Twitter, get a Twitter, get involved in the XRP community, and follow these must-follow guys. They have good threads, video clips, they have the sources, everything linked. Highly recommended if you want to do serious research. I know there can be a lot of drama that you guys have to, work around, but again, I think it's worth it, and it's really helped me step up my game in terms of XRP research, or at least getting pointed in the right direction. So right here, we're talking about the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. We've been talking about this group for over a year now, and this is about the TIW, the Trade Information Warehouse application. Now, keep in mind, the DTCC has, they settle well over $1 quadrillion annually. Now, this is specifically for credit derivative transactions. So this is an older clip, and I'm not sure if this video was this year or last year, but again, we're going to tie it into what's happening right now. So basically, at the end of 2018, the CFO right here is talking and saying that they were working together, or are working together with R3 and IBM, among other, TIW, Trade Information Warehouse, global banks as well, to work on this TIW application. Now, they say verbatim, this TIW is a distributed ledger technology. It will help them settle payments, in credit derivative transactions today are already about $11 trillion around the world that they are settling within the DTCC. And they've been in the works with this for 18 months now. And they've had, or starting next week, back in 2018, acceptance testing with 15 global banks. All right, so provided there's no delays, expect them to still be on track for launch by end of 2019. As we can see here, going into this thread, in the attached picture, video snapshot, you will find the overview of the DTCC TIW. It's a global centralized repository for post-trade processing of outstanding over-the-counter credit derivatives and credit default swaps, CDS contracts. Now, a lot of you are going to say, okay, well, what the heck does this have to do with XRP? Well, at the very bottom of this thread, I'll briefly tie it into the XRP ecosystem and talking about connectivity. But even if this has nothing to do with XRP, even if they do not settle with XRP, this is adoption of distributed ledger technology within walled gardens, and they still need a bridge asset. So I want to bring that home, and this is further acknowledging and pushing central banks to develop their own digital currencies, which again, pushes the adoption case and use case for XRP. Do not be fooled. Everything is connected, right? This is not hopium. This is not hype. You have to be realistic and look and say yes, no, and look at the good and the bad in every scenario. Right here, 2018 market serve. I already read through this, so I don't think I need to go through this again. Talking again, the R3 module with the Corda app, the Corda application. It's their open sourced blockchain platform again on a permission blockchain. Payment instructions are then transmitted to the partner CLS, and we already know CLS and their integration, of course, with Finastra, with Ripple, with Swift, R3. We already know the connections, of course. And then here's a picture right here. Finally, all eligible participants are informed about the payments, obligations, and settlement processes. Okay, talking about the central banks. So pay close attention there. All right. Literally, settlement is then transacted in central bank funds. All right. And CLS and TIW have they're a central part of this. Okay. In my opinion, CLS will be the party using R3's Corda settler alongside XRP for foreign exchange settlement purposes. DTCC with TIW will be one benefiting greatly from this. Now, keep in mind, R3 on the Corda settler, they've only named two settlement mechanisms. They've named Swift GPI, and then they've named XRP. Yes, the digital asset that I assume you are invested in. Now, the thing is, they said that they will add more digital assets in the future. Perhaps Ethereum, perhaps other assets that actually have utility. Hopefully they can scale. Hopefully there's solutions being worked on. But again, XRP is the only one named. That should be one of the many reasons why you can be very bullish in the ecosystem when we actually go live on a larger scale, guys. Not just dipping our toes in the water and doing all kinds of proof of concepts and piloting. Now we're settling over $1 million in transaction volume with ODL per week. This is not the experimentation phase anymore, but we still have a lot to go. You guys know how much money needs to actually be settled, so we are just getting started. So again, Roth just tying in R3, showing some documents to support his case, again with CLS as well. And then even XRP Darren comes in, Fame21 more on Twitter, another definite follow, and just showing on Finastra, okay? With CLS and their connections, we know Finastra, this gentleman alludes as well, and literally what I was going to say, a Ripple partner, and they do have 48 of the top 50 global banks, not just, top banks in the country domestically, the top 50 global banks that, yes, they work together. You best believe that there are payment corridors between them, all right? So this is very, very exciting, guys. Now, another thing that I wanted to emphasize, and I was just talking with XRP Neo, I was watching almost a 2-hour interview on Bank XRP's channel that he just released today. Go check it out. The J. Kim interview with Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Marcus Treacher. Was the other gentleman, Eric Van Milton? I forget his name. But anyways, just talking about why don't they just use a private asset? Well, if I haven't said already in a previous video, XRP, since it's open sourced, the good thing is that anyone can build on it, and organic liquidity can develop, such as you and I, in different points of the world. We are trading and creating liquidity. Even if it's not much, it is a start. And if Ripple wanted to use XRP, and they had a private, XRP or their private, type of digital asset, they would have to start from zero, and they would incentivize market makers. They would start with their clients to start trading. That would be very, very expensive, guys, to get the spreads tight enough. The cool thing is that XRP's had a fostered ecosystem for 7 years, and it's been growing and growing. And that is why, one of the many reasons why Swift cannot just create a, competitor to withstand it. The retail investors, you and I, actually are very essential in the growth of XRP. I just want to emphasize that, because a lot of people don't really realize it. They say that, we're not needed. But really, we have a very fundamental role in this, and some of you might say and be pessimistic and say, no, absolutely not. But again, this is helping them get into new markets with at least a bare number of liquidity. Granted, some markets have higher liquidity than others, but it all makes sense, all right? Again, Brad Garlinghouse says that the organic liquidity within this free market, XRP being open sourced, helps these financial institutions and the market makers make progress that much faster. All right, I'm going to go over 3 more things, and then we are calling it a night. So XRP Crypto Wolf, currency laws in Thailand will change in 2020 to make them more crypto-friendly and competitive. And again, we got SEC said laws should not be outdated and should serve market needs for new digital assets and be competitive with the global market. All right, we know APAC, this Asia Pacific region, 40% of Ripple customers reside there. And if it's not already known, I'm not even sure if they've already said that, because all I do is read lately, I feel. I would like to bet, if it's not already said, that Singapore will be one of the countries where ODL corridors are lit next, or at least in 2020. Right here, European Union launched a 400 million euro blockchain and AI fund to avoid falling behind US and China. The UE, European Union Fund, could raise up to $2.2 billion. The US is the biggest spender on blockchain with $1.1 billion spent, and China is second with $319 million. So again, guys, do not be fooled. Everybody wants to put off that thing and say the US is a laggard. They are very slow with regulation. Guys, they're the biggest spender on blockchain. They have an agenda that they want to share. So don't be fooled. I know I can kind of be cynical and tinfoil hatty sometimes, but again, there's a method to the madness. Think about it. All right. Right here, last but not least, Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse plans to bring in more legacy institutions. We want to bring banks and financial institutions into new technology. The deep end is going all the way into using digital assets to solve problems as opposed to slowly working into them. All right. So guys, these are quotes. These are legitimate quotes. I've heard Brad Garlinghouse say a lot of this. I watch their stuff religiously. Do not just get caught watching YouTube channels. Do not just get caught reading these articles. I actually want you guys to hear it from the horse's mouth and directly from Ripple, because a lot of groups will spin this information. And I just want you guys to actually vet your research as well, just in case I am not double checking as much as you want me to. So you got to hold me accountable. I'll try to hold you accountable. We are all in this together. Nothing is guaranteed. But yes, I don't care what the price does, even if we dipped well below 20 cents. I understand this is temporary. Nothing is live. Now, a cool thing that even XRP Neo brought up, and if for those of you that stick around and actually watch my videos to the end, thank you, because I try to give these good nuggets of information at the end. Now, XRP Neo, when I brought that point up, that, organic liquidity, right? It allows everything to be cheaper for Ripple and their clients. XRP Neo said this is good for us because that means that the best time for Ripple to go live and their clients to go live in all those corridors is during a FOMO retail bull run, when there's tons of trades being executed, there's tons of liquidity, the spreads are tight, there's less volatility, and since we would just be forming in, buying, buying up everything that they're trying to sell in exchange, or even selling as well, guys, that would provide Ripple the best savings. So potentially, are they waiting to ramp up? Is there something going on? I don't want to be, have too much conspiracy, but again, from a business standpoint, it would make 100% sense that they do ramp up when volume increases organically as well. And again, all thanks to XRP Neo. That is XRP_Anderson on Twitter. And then all credit as well to XRP Crypto Wolf, guys. Get a Twitter, follow me, follow these guys. I'm happy to chat with you, and I will see you in the next video.